While federal regulation stalls, states are becoming laboratories for food dye policy. Multiple state legislatures have introduced bills targeting artificial colors in recent years, creating a patchwork regulatory landscape that could ultimately force national change. Understanding what's happening at the state level offers insight into where food policy may be heading. California has led the charge with several proposed bills targeting synthetic dyes in school foods and requiring warning labels on products containing certain artificial colors. While some efforts have stalled in committee, the persistence of legislative proposals keeps pressure on manufacturers and signals shifting political winds. California's market size gives it outsized influence. Reformulation for California often becomes de facto national reformulation because maintaining separate product lines isn't economically rational. New York, Massachusetts, and Connecticut have seen similar legislative activity. Bills vary in approach. Some propose outright bans in specific settings like schools. Others mandate warning labels similar to EU requirements. Still others require ingredient disclosure in marketing materials. The variety of approaches reflects different political environments and strategic judgments about what's achievable. State policymakers I've interviewed describe intense lobbying from food industry groups whenever these bills emerge. Trade associations mobilize opposition, arguing that state-level regulation creates unworkable compliance burdens for national brands. They fund studies questioning health evidence and raise concerns about consumer choice. This playbook should be familiar to anyone who's watched tobacco or soda tax battles. But parent advocacy groups have learned to organize effectively at the state level. They bring affected families to testify at hearings, mobilize grassroots pressure on legislators, and form coalitions with public health and environmental organizations. Some bills gain momentum from high-profile cases of children with behavioral issues that improved after eliminating artificial colors. The Constitutional and Commerce Clause questions around state food regulation add complexity. Food manufacturers argue that state-specific requirements impermissibly burden interstate commerce. Federal preemption doctrines may limit how far states can go in regulating food additives already approved by the FDA. These legal questions haven't been definitively resolved, creating uncertainty about which state approaches will withstand legal challenge. What seems likely is that successful state legislation, particularly in large markets, will function as proof of concept for national reform. If California and New York implement synthetic dye restrictions and the predicted economic catastrophes fail to materialize, other states will follow. Eventually, the burden of maintaining multiple formulations may push manufacturers to adopt the most restrictive standard nationally, effectively letting states drive federal practice even without federal legislation. The state-level activity also keeps the issue visible politically. Every time a bill gets introduced, even if it doesn't pass, media coverage educates consumers and applies reputational pressure to companies. This creates a ratchet effect where the political baseline gradually shifts toward greater restriction. For advocates of stronger food dye regulation, the state strategy may prove more effective than waiting for federal action. The FDA has shown little inclination to revisit its permissive stance. Congress faces gridlock on almost every policy area. But states can move independently, and a handful of large states acting in concert can reshape national food markets despite federal inaction.